Everybody. So I'm getting really frustrated. I'm a little irritated. I'm a lot irritated. This whole thing that I'm on with Walmart is not gaining momentum at all. And it really needed to. And I think the reason it's not is because it's not having an impact on people that don't have service dogs. So I figured what I would do is put it in a way that would affect people that don't. And so, like, my question is this. If I were in a wheelchair, for example, how would you react if I told you that every time I went to Walmart that somebody in the store popped one of my tires or put tacks in it and that Walmart did nothing about it? Would you stand up for me then? Would you stand up for other people with service dogs then? Would you make a huge ruckus about it and say, hey, somebody I really care about is, you guys keep putting tacks in her wheelchair, and that's not cool. You need to stop. Would you say something then? Because he's my medical equipment, just as somebody's wheelchair is. So if someone were doing that, I bet you'd say something, yeah? Here's another way to put it. You know, when you go to Magic Mountain, Disneyland, any place that, roller coasters, and you're waiting like a day and a half just to get on a roller coaster that lasts 45 seconds, right? You all know what I'm talking about. I can't do that anymore, but I remember those days, and it was so worth it for some of the rides. So you're standing in line forever and ever and ever. You've had to pee for an hour and a half already, but you're gonna hold it because God forbid you lose your place in line. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, you see this huge row of hussies coming up in wheelchairs. They look fine. Nothing's wrong with them. But because they're in wheelchairs, they get to go right on past you and get on that ride right away. But there's nothing wrong with them. It's because they're taking advantage of it and told the people at the front that they have a disability and they can't walk that far. So they get to go in their wheelchairs all day long, get on the ride super, super fast, and then walk into the parking lot to go home. Do you know what I'm talking about now? You know what I'm talking about now. So then that would irritate you. Then you'd say something, right? Like, why aren't you guys vetting these people that are saying that they have a disability and need to ride in a wheelchair and just to get in the front of the line and ride all the roller coasters really, really fast, right? Then you'd say something. So it's the same thing. I think that this is not gaining momentum because maybe people think that it's really not a big deal. But it really is. Because I need him. I go to the bathroom, and when I come out, Sheldon's right there. I take a shower, and Sheldon's right there. He is right by my bed on the floor. Or he sleeps with me, in between me and Vince. That's not cool. He's a big boy. So that's why it's important that people stand up for me and those like me. Because I need him to work. I can't have him broken. Just like somebody that really does need a wheelchair can't have their wheelchair broken. And so when Walmart lets in pets and fake service dogs and emotional support animals, and those animals distract Sheldon or try to bark, or actually not try to bark, but do bark, show their teeth and growl and lunge and do all that other crap that they shouldn't be doing in that store, that puts me at risk. I don't know how you feel about me being dead, but I don't want to die. I'm not ready to go conference with God right now. And, of course it's up to him, but I'm not ready. Personally, I've still got stuff to do. And so I'm just not ready to go conference with God. I still have to make some things right. And so it's really disheartening that this isn't getting around and that there's no momentum going on this. I had a very infuriating phone call, with the assistant manager of Walmart over the weekend, who insists that they do ask the two questions: is it a service dog and what service does it perform? Despite the fact that I told her that I record every single time I go in there for my protection. I said, I'm live every single time I walk into your store. And no, you guys don't ask. And you never do. And she also told me that employees are not allowed to ask a person to remove their unruly dog. They have to go to a manager. So I think that's a bunch of bullshit. Sorry for my potty mouth, but it is. The employee shouldn't have to go talk to a manager to have the manager ask that person to leave. And the amount of time it takes for that to happen, that dog can hurt somebody. That employee should be able to tell those people, get out. Your dog is not real. You don't need that dog here. Get out. Bye. No, they can't do that. Go find a manager. Really? What kind of shit is that? You see a dog not behaving? Get the dog out. Simple. Then this chick starts talking to me about documentation. I'm like, when did I talk about documentation? I never said anything about that. Infuriating. And now, the market manager is still not calling me back. The regional manager is sending me to voicemail every single time I call. And I sent an email to ethics because they've been the only ones to actually help. And now they're not returning my emails. So what I need you guys to do is call your local Walmarts and tell them that you're sick and tired of seeing fake service dogs in there and they need to do something about it. And why aren't they asking those questions? And just because when you say, is that a service dog? And they say yes, that doesn't mean that it is one. That means you ask the second question. What service does it perform? The assistant manager even went as far as to say, we just ask them to take the pets out of their basket. They can't have their pets in the basket. Referred to them as pets multiple times. And I said, there shouldn't be pets in there in the first place. I don't know. I'm gonna upload it tonight from Vince's phone. Airdrop it to mine, and then hopefully you'll be able to hear her part. My microphone on my phone is broken, so I don't know. Just a bunch of crap. So hopefully now that you see that it would affect people in other ways and how it, you can kind of relate to it now. Maybe now you'll say something, pass this around, call the stores and say, get these fake dogs out. I don't know. Maybe. Probably. I hope so. Because this is crap. And I shouldn't have to lose the little tiny amount of independence that I have by having Sheldon. Because I'm sick of being home. Because stores cannot follow those laws by ignoring them. I shouldn't have to be a homebody because of that. It sucks. So put yourself in my shoes. Because if you were in my shoes, you bet your ass I'd have your 6. Big time. Faster than anybody can blink. I would have your 6 and make those phone calls over and over and over again. So I'm asking you to have mine.